welcome to Cord Cutting in Sports. This video is going to show you how you can download replays of Fox events, such as events that aired on Fox, FS1, so on and so forth, using Streamlink. Now, the process for this is a little bit complicated compared to, say, if you want to download a replay of an event from ESPN. So pay attention, and I'll walk you through it and show you how it's done. But it can be done, and I'll demonstrate that obviously in this video. So the first thing is, if you want to download basically a replay of an event, what you have to do is you have to grab the specific URL for the event at the time it is airing. Okay? So Fox basically will kind of store apparently will still store these events on their server, on their website, but they're not obvious. You don't know how to find them unless you get the URL by actually clicking on them when the event is happening live. And specifically, what you have to do is you have to restart the event while it's already happening. Okay. Then once we do that, once we grab that URL, we'll go back later, maybe a day later, whatever, a couple hours later, and we'll go through the same exact process we would use to download a live event, where we start the event and we grab the M3U8 URL and we paste that into a Streamlink command, and then we run the Streamlink command. And then after the event is fully downloaded, then I can just convert it to an MKV file, and then we can play the MKV file to make sure everything came out all right. So as an example, I'm going to use this Astros White Sox event on FS1 that is currently airing and currently in progress. Notice that I'm at the fox.com/live basically website, and then it loads all the different Fox channels and everything. And I've also signed in with my credentials, for the service that I have a subscription to. And so what I'm going to do is, also one other thing, I'm in Chrome. Go to the three dots up here, go to More Tools, go to Developer Tools, or you can hit Control and Shift and I. That will open the Developer Tools as well. Make sure Network is highlighted, and also M3U8. I just typed that in the little filter box down here because I guess we don't actually need to do that now, because this first part I'm just grabbing the URL of the event, but we will use that later once the event is done to actually download the replay of it. Okay, so again, this is just kind of like the necessary prep work you have to do when the event is airing live. You cannot do it after the fact in order to be able to download the replay of the event later. So click on the event to start it playing. Okay, once it starts playing, once all the different arrows and everything stop, okay, click on the restart button here. Okay, there should be an option to restart the event. It's available on most of the channels that are listed here. Okay, notice once you do that, the URL at the top changed. So now you want to copy that URL, and then you want to go, say, into Notepad, and in Notepad, you want to paste that URL, and you need to save it. Okay, so now we don't need the restart live part at the end, so I'm going to get rid of that. But the rest of this URL, that is basically what we're going to use, or that's the URL we're going to come back to or navigate to in order to download the replay of this event once it has ended. So the second part of this video, which is just going to pick up, right where this part ends, is going to show the actual process then of downloading the event using this URL. Okay, it is now the day after the Astros White Sox game that I grabbed the link for, at the start of this video. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and basically download the replay of that entire event from Fox's website. So just before I do that, a couple things just to review. I have a command prompt open. Just go to the Start button, lower left corner of Windows, type CMD, hit Enter. And then I've navigated to the directory where I have Streamlink installed. in it. I also have a notepad file open, and in that notepad file I've got the link for the event that I'm going to load up here in a second. I have my kind of generic Streamlink command line, and then under that I have an FFMPEG command line that's going to convert the file from a TS to an MKV, so that I can play it later and it'll be a little bit better quality, hopefully. Also, I have signed in with my authenticated provider on Fox's website, fox.com/live. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the link for the event, and at the start of the video, remember when I first copied it, it had a hashtag restart live FS1 or whatever at the end here. So that again has been deleted, removed. You don't need that. So I'm going to go ahead and paste that. But just before it loads, I do want to go down to more tools and developer tools. Again, just to make sure I have that open. I already have M3U8 just in the filter box here from before. Okay, so now I'll go ahead and load the event. So eventually the event should load, and then we should see an M3U8 URL pop up down here at the bottom. Okay, so let's see which one we want. It looks like this one here. Yeah, the one with the pre-play's good. Okay, so copy that one, copy that address. Again, notice this is starting the entire event from the beginning. Now I will go back to my notepad file, and I will replace this with the URL of the event. Copy this, then I will go over to the command prompt. I will paste it, and it should now start downloading the event. Okay, so it found it. This should go, again, much quicker than, say, when you're recording a live event, because this whole thing is stored on Fox's server, and therefore it can download it basically dependent upon your internet connection. So I will cut out the video for most of this downloading, and then obviously just come back to it at the very end after it's downloaded when it comes to the part of converting it to the MKV, and then just opening the file to make sure that everything is working in it. Okay, so the file just got done downloading. Now all I'm going to do is go ahead and run the FFmpeg command that will convert it from a TS file to an MKV file. So I'm going to copy that from the notepad file. Then I'm also going to navigate to the directory where FFmpeg is installed, right click, and then run that command. It's going to take a little bit of time to do this, but it's not going to be too bad. But again, I will cut out this time from the video to basically just jump straight to the end. Okay, it's now finished, so that means it's time to go ahead and play the file. Just see how the quality of it looks like. Okay, so we've got the file over here. We'll just jump through this a little bit. Notice that when you download it using Streamlink, it does include ads. YouTube DL will generally cut most, if not all, of the ads out of it. Okay, so the video you can see here looks pretty good. I'm just going to jump to the end just to confirm that we did in fact get the whole event here. Spoiler alert for anyone who doesn't know the score or the result of this game yet. So yes, it looks like we got the entire event. Now I'm just going to play the audio itself just so that you confirm that the audio downloaded with the file as well. I'm going to minimize the video. Again, I'm going to turn on the audio, and I'm going to jump around in the file.
Off the wildcard pace, hosting the Astros live here in just a moment.
He one day will be Hall of Famer on the other side in Dusty Baker.
Ground balls to the puts Johnny. They expect to be a power hitter like Alvarez. It's always difficult, but especially so with the runner on third.
Grandal, and according to
thousand uses,
0 for 3 tonight. This one.
Okay, so you should have heard some audio from various points in the file there. So that just confirms that we got the entire event. We got the audio, we got the video, we got the full Astros White Sox game, and we downloaded the replay of the event. Basically after the fact. We did not have to record the live event as it happened. And again, this demonstration was done using Streamlink and then also FFMPEG just to convert the file. But Streamlink was the main file that we used to actually download or save the event. Check out my other videos for again how to download and save replays or live events from other websites as well, including ESPN, Tennis Channel Plus, and so on. Otherwise, if you have comments, feel free to leave them on the videos below or reach out to me via my email, which you can find in the description of the videos.